Hello, guys, and welcome back to National League South Show. Once again, I'm joined by Connor. Welcome back, Connor.
Hello.
We've had a busy weekend of National League South action from a Saturday and a Monday full of goals and surprises. Connor, we're going to start today, do you think?
Oh yeah, not just goals, but lovely weather too over the weekend.
Indeed.
We went to any games, but I think looking at the top of the table, not been too much movement there. Maidstone still keeping up their 4-point lead over Dorking, but pretty much after the weekend's game, everyone at the top are all on the same amount of matches played now. So Maidstone only had one game over the bank holiday weekend, whereas Dorking played two. Maidstone getting a vital victory over Dartford at Dartford, which wasn't going to be easy for them because both of them have had a lot to play for in that game, because it meant Maidstone kept their lead, but it also meant Dartford dropped out of that third spot. So they're going. It looks like they're now in a position of having to go into the finals first instead of going straight through into that second round. Dorking got two very convincing wins over the weekend. Got a 3-0 win over Chippenham at home, and followed by a 4-0 win over Welling, which, to be fair, the Welling one's not too surprising, I think, given their form this season. But the Chippenham one, that was a good win because that's a side who's in the top half of the table, pushing it. I think one of the standout players probably for Dorking has been Rutherford this season. Is been scoring lots. I believe he got a hat-trick in the first half against Welling, which is pretty impressive. Then I guess as we go down the table, one movement we've seen is now Ebbsfleet have overtook Dartford, jumped into that third spot.
Yeah.
They were another team who had a good Easter weekend with a 2-1 win over Hamlet at home, followed to a 2-1 win away against Concord. So they'll be very happy with that results because that puts them 3 wins on the bounce with Tonbridge to play next, which I would say they've got to be favourites for that. So I think they're going to be aiming to keep that third position spot. As mentioned, Dartford, they did lose to Maidstone on the Monday, but before that on the Friday they did win away at Billericay 2-0.
Okay.
I did watch the highlights for that game, and I would say Dartford, well and truly sort of deserved that win. They did sort of control the game for a lot of it. I did see after the match comments from the Billericay manager saying they should have at least got a point or something, but I didn't see that myself. I think Dartford quite comfortably won that one. But yeah, so how do you think with this, how the top of the table stands currently? Do you think there's going to be much more movement towards the end of the season?
Unless something happens with Maidstone, it makes them lose a few games, you know. I just don't see them. They're in great form, and a team that are setting out their own stadium right now. 3.5k most games, like that, 3,000 people there. You wouldn't bet against them to go get buried. Dorking, you know, I know I can't see them get back in first place though. I think they'll be going through playoffs. Although the playoffs is not easy for you to get out of sometimes. So, like you look at the playoffs, right? For me, you look at Eastbourne, a team that not the best team in the world, but they're in the playoffs. It's bad, you know. And someone like Eastbourne could be a banana skin with someone like Dorking. You never know, you know. So I think for me, the playoffs would be, I don't know. I think having Waterlooville could be a secret sort of. I know it's in play for right now. I think they could cause problems in the playoffs. So, and Dartford, they're one of those teams that sometimes are good, sometimes are bad. So, Esley, I don't think will go up. To be honest, I think they're good enough. But you never know. Playoffs of cup final games, so you never know what can happen. So, but yeah, say Auburn's dropping out the playoffs, it'd be absolutely. Look at this season. Think, oh my god, what happened to us? Because they were doing so well at some point in the season. So, and Chippenham Town, I guess that's a bit surprised me where they are at 8th in the league. Maybe a bit disappointed to be out of the playoffs as well. So, but yeah, St Albans, we've got to look at the last part of the season. But what's happened to us? Because they were doing so well. So, but I reckon Maidstone will go up, and if everything goes to plan, Dawkins should go up as well. That's what I think. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the top end.
Yeah, I would agree there. Yeah, and then I guess quickly looking at some of the other teams in the playoffs, Oxford City, 1-0 win at home against Hungerford, followed by a 1-0 loss away to Chippenham. So I think they'll be probably just happy to continue sitting in that playoff area because they're a team who, on their day, I think they're going to at least progress into the second round of playoffs. They've seemed to continuously stay in that top area of the table throughout the season. Eastbourne, they're probably going to be a bit disappointed with their weekend. They had a 3-3 draw with Welling on the Friday, which at one point they were leading.
Yeah.
Quite comfortably.
Yeah.
3-0 in the first half after 34 minutes. They were 3-0 up. And then they conceded at the 60th minute, then conceded another 2 in the 84th and 87th. So they just sort of fell apart that game, which then, I think, I don't know, then going into Havant and Waterlooville, went away and they lost 3-0. So I'm thinking maybe are they starting to now fall, going to start struggling towards the end of the season? The next game's Billericay, and I think Billericay's going to be eyeing that up as thinking this is a game we can potentially get a point or try and even go for free if they're in form.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then sort of I mentioned, Havant and Waterlooville, they've sort of now come up and snuck themselves into that 7th playoff spot. Draw against Bath, which I think they'll probably be a bit disappointed. They're probably going to be wanting to win that one. But then, as I mentioned, the 3-0 win against Eastbourne, they'll be that might give them some steam going into the rest of this season. But I think the bit that we're most excited by is looking down at the bottom of the table.
What a weekend! What a weekend it was been.
It was looking. It's changed quite a lot at the bottom now. Before we had Chelmsford sitting, I think it was 19th before the weekend started, and now they've jumped up to 16th, above the likes of
playoff push, boys. Playoff push.
Yeah, well, we both went to the St Albans away game, and what a game that was. I think if anyone here hasn't gone and watched Louis Dunn's goal, that must be a contender for National League South goal of the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a brilliant game. I think they're a team that seem to play better, ball to the ground, and like that. And then we went. This was a sort of a very big relegation battle game. Was the Billericay one at home?
Yeah, and full of dramatic things as well in that game. So
it was. But Yeah, I think Chelmsford deserved the win quite comfortably. They only ones who were sort of like, even if you see the highlights, all the attempts were coming from Chelmsford.
Yeah, Bittericky came in to just disrupt play as much as they could, and try and get, the first goal they got right was from a corner, which should have been a corner in the first place. And at the corner bit, they're trying to cause trouble at the corner. A bit of a handbag going on, and I think we lost concentration for a minute, and they scored a goal. So they were trying to bully us over the period of the game, so it didn't happen. So we got past it and we won the game. I think rightly fairly. So
definitely. Yeah, I did see those. I think Bittericky manager and some fans were saying that they deserved a point that game, but I think Chelmsford had pretty much by far best opportunities and a lot more of them. So I think that was a deserved win. Then looking at some of the other results from the weekend, going down, Tonbridge, I think they didn't have that great of a weekend, but I think a loss to Slough at home, then a draw to Dulwich Hamlet away, which probably a good point, but sitting on 39 points, same as Chelmsford, they're probably thinking or even just a couple more points, and they're probably going to be safe. Probably pretty much safe where they already are on 39.
I think unless something went really badly wrong now, I can't see. It's a two-man battle. It's a two-man battle for that relegation place between Welling and Billericay.
Yeah, I can't even see the likes of Braintree or Bath being pulled in because
definitely not.
Because I can't see Welling or Billericay getting 9 or more points.
Yeah,
in the last 4 games.
I think that fight for that safety pit, for 20 places would be incredibly. I don't want to be Welling right now. I don't want to be a Billericay fan right now because Billericay just set their manager and brought. I think they named someone as their new manager part time. So maybe they've gone for maybe a new manager and to bring some confidence into the team. I don't know, but they weren't a bad team. They've done quite well. I say they've done quite well lately. They did get a good run for a period of time. They lost the last 4, so haven't done too well lately. But
yeah.
Well, Welling not a great team either. So,
do you think Billericay, with their cup run and going into the final and winning the Senior Cup, do you think that's had an impact on their league performance?
I don't think so. I wouldn't say so, no, because I don't think they've played their strongest team. Because the Essex Senior Cup isn't the most biggest competition in the world, so you get away with playing some youngsters in them games. So
yeah,
I wouldn't say you can't blame it on. I think they've had a poor year all round, really. But changed manager a few times. And it's what it is. It's out of 2, I'd rather Welling go down. I think Welling don't like that stadium, don't like most of the ground. So I'd rather they go down. But we're not biased here, I swear. But yeah, I hope Ricky stay up. I do because I think it's nice. It's a nice derby game, and they have quite a nice ground. So I hope it stay up. But yeah. It's a team
also, Billericay will also probably have to the owners and stuff really have to take a proper look at themselves if they do end up going down because of all the they put a lot of money, quite a bit of money in the club over the years, but just taking a quick look at the fixtures now, I would say Welling has a lot harder side of the last 4 fixtures potentially because they've got Waterlooville, which playoff side currently. Hungerford, who with Ryan Seeger, he's very good goal scorer. Then they're playing Maidstone, which I can't see them getting anything there. And Concord, which that's a game which they could, because Concord at that point probably going to be on holiday, like potentially
on holiday.
Season's over for them, so might be able to get something there. Whereas Billericay got Bath at home this weekend. I think that's a game for them. They're going to be thinking that's a must-win for them.
Yeah.
Eastbourne Borough away, difficult, but I think that's one where I think they could potentially go and get a point. Ebbsfleet at home, I can't see them winning or getting anything there. But then last game for them is Braintree away. Now that'll be a game because I think Braintree would love it if they're the team that
take them down.
Billericay, but then I think Billericay are going to really turn up for that one, so that could be a very exciting game.
It could come the last if the results can't speak. The table stays the same. It could come to the last day of the season. You never know.
Yeah, it could do, and it wouldn't surprise me if it does.
Oh dear. Okay. Is there anything else we touched on today? Anything else we touch on from the weekend?
No, I think the only other sort of notable mentions, Slough had a very good weekend, winning both of their games, so they've suddenly jumped up the table a fair bit. But apart from that, there wasn't much else movement. Hungerford lost both their games, so I think they're probably out of a playoff contention potentially. I think the only two who are left in it are St Albans and Chippenham, but St Albans, after we played them, they don't seem like a side currently who's, if they did even get into it, I don't think they'd make it through. But I think I'm looking forward for these last few weeks.
Me too. I think we can sort of enjoy it a bit more. As City fans, but we're not biased here. But yeah, on another note, there's a lot of red cards on Monday. There was
I think there was 3 in one game.
Yeah,
wasn't
2
there?
another. Yeah, 2 for Hemel, 3 for Eastbourne, 1 for Hungerford, and 1 for Dulwich. So yeah, okay. I think that's it for this one today. Everyone who watched this today, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed watching the show. Big thanks to Connor. Connor, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
If you like what you've seen today, guys, make sure you like it, you tell a friend, and subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you.